That's fair. Do you mind just giving me your name so I can check to make sure that you don't have any warrants or anything crazy like that?
Just Jacob.
Okay. Well, I'm going to need your full name. Anytime I have contact with someone, I have to identify them.
I'm not going to identify myself. I keep that information pretty private. So
the issue with that.
Many authoritarian police officers often put on the mask of a good guy just to lure you into giving up your own rights. So don't go anywhere. Buckle up, because this is another story that will keep you hooked until the very end. Welcome back to the pursuit of justice. Remember, the First Amendment protects our right to record anything our eyes can see from a public place. Especially when you're standing on a sidewalk, your camera is no different from your eyes. If you can see it, you can record it. And your eyes, your right to observe, cannot be trespassed. For example, if you can see through a glass window from a public vantage point, you have every right to record what's happening inside. That is a fundamental freedom, and no one can take it away from you. The first clip I'm about to show comes from a relatively new channel called Constitutional Cam, and as I always say, supporting smaller creators is incredibly important. After watching, take a moment to check out his channel, hit subscribe, and let him know he's doing a great job. I'll leave the link in the description below, make sure to check it out. And now, let's get into it.
Hello, can I just get your name and badge number so I know who I'm talking to?
Absolutely. Officer Higgins, badge number is 3529.
All right, nice to meet you. I would shake your hand, but...
Yeah, looks like you...
Yeah.
Rotator cuff? Or?
Labrum and bicep tendon, so...
I used to work in the medical field, and...
Oh, yeah.
I would say better you than me, but that would be insensitive, so... How'd you injure it?
Wrestling.
Wrestling? Okay. Where do you wrestle?
I'm not going to answer those types of questions, so...
So, reason I'm out here, I received a complaint from the staff at the bank, okay?
Yep.
They stated that you were inside the building filming.
No, never inside the building, nothing like that.
Okay. So, yeah, so they said that initially you were outside on the sidewalk, like you are right now, which is totally fine.
Yep.
But they said that you had come into the bank onto their property and you were filming inside the bank.
No, that seems like a false police report to me, so that's a crime, so I would definitely go investigate that, but yeah no.
And I'll definitely be following up with them as well.
All right.
Okay. So basically, I'm just making sure you're okay, making sure everything's good. They were concerned since you had obviously the sling and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They stated, or they reported that they commented to you that they advised that you stop filming inside of the building. You told them that you couldn't stop, and that's when you left the building. Does any of that sound familiar?
No, I was actually right here. I put my camera down, and I was about to leave, and then I was turned this way, and then I heard one of them come out, and then we were like standing right here, and they said that I had to stop filming, and I just told her, yeah, I'm not gonna stop the camera. So, and then she went back in there.
So they came out to you while you were on the sidewalk and talked to you. Okay. That's fair. Do you mind just giving me your name so I can check to make sure that you don't have any warrants or anything crazy like that?
Just Jacob.
Okay. Well, I'm going to need your full name. Anytime I have contact with someone, I have to identify them.
I'm not going to identify myself. I keep that information pretty private, so...
The issue with
it seems we're once again witnessing another case of an officer lacking proper legal understanding, yet acting with unwarranted confidence, using a kind of polite enforcement to mask an overreach of authority. He appears to believe that anyone he approaches is automatically required to identify themselves, when in reality the law is far more nuanced than that. The issue isn't just a misunderstanding of the rules, it's a mindset shaped by authority. When a law enforcement officer doesn't fully understand the limits of their own power, even routine interactions can quickly escalate into unnecessary tension.
that is, I'm conducting an investigation regarding a complaint right now, okay?
Yep.
So if you refuse to identify yourself, then I may have to take you into custody because you are failing to follow through with identifying yourself.
I mean, unless I've committed a crime, I don't identify myself.
That would be obstruction.
That's a secondary offense. You have to commit a crime before...
It would be obstruction if you fail to identify yourself when I'm conducting an investigation regarding you.
I'm going to challenge you on that one. Do you have a supervisor that...
Absolutely.
All right, can he come out here then? But you should definitely investigate that false police report, because that seems like a big waste of resources to me.
That's absolutely my intention. But you're the person that I had contact with first, so I wanted to get your side of the story before I go in and get their side of the story as well.
Well, you have my side.
Yep, exactly. and that's what I'm attempting to continue and follow up on.
All right.
Okay, so this is my supervisor. This is Officer
All right.
Audit. Hi.
Badge
you mind-
number?
We don't have badge numbers. We have employee numbers, 252.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay. So I'm just going to kind of explain what's going on and everything and what you've told me thus
Yep.
far, and then we can go from there. So basically, I advised him of the complaint. He stated that he was never inside the bank, never on their property, only on the sidewalk.
Yep.
He stated that staff came out, had contact with him here. He advised them that he was not going to stop filming.
Okay.
I said, as long as he's not on their property, he's on the sidewalk, that's totally fine.
100%.
No issue with that whatsoever. I asked him to identify himself. He told me that his first name is Jacob. He refuses to identify himself any further.
Okay.
I told him that I am right here, right now, conducting an investigation regarding a complaint that I received from the bank. And if he were to refuse to identify himself, that could be considered obstruction. He states that that's secondary to the investigation and it does not matter, and does not want to identify himself at this
Nope,
time.
that's fine.
And that's when he asked if he could talk to his supervisor.
Nope.
So I said absolutely.
Nope, super simple. They just said you were filming some of the people going through the ATMs. They thought it was invasion of privacy. You might be.
You can clearly see why knowing and understanding your rights is so important. If this man hadn't been aware of the basic rights he holds, there's no telling how far the situation could have escalated. What started as a simple interaction could have turned into unnecessary tension or even a serious violation of his rights. Knowing your rights doesn't just help you protect yourself, it allows you to stay calm and in control in high-pressure situations. When you understand what you are allowed to do and what you are not obligated to do, you're far less likely to be misled or pressured into complying with unlawful demands.
Trying to get some people's PIN numbers or something. That was their main concern.
Yeah, I don't even think this camera could.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Probably
no.
not. That was their main concern, was just privacy issues for people's bank accounts and stuff like that. I told them already that if you're on the sidewalk, you can film. There's no problem with that. I'm not going to force you to identify yourself or anything like that. They just don't want you on their property.
Yep.
So if you stay on the public sidewalk, you're good to go, man.
All right, yeah, sounds good. I was about to head out, but I'm just gonna stick around a little bit longer so it doesn't look like I got chased away, and then yeah, I'll be on my way. So
That's fine.
Do you have any other questions for us at all then?
other than, I mean, it was definitely a false police report if they said that I was in there with the camera. So I mean,
So
Didn't sound like you were in there. They said over by the ATMs is how they put it.
oh, all right.
So that would be over by the ATMs. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're actually on the property, but
Yeah.
Yep.
The only-
And like
I
I
only-
said, I had contact with you and talked to you. I hadn't gotten information from them yet.
Yep.
I
All
got
right.
additional information. So that's
so
what we
nothing
got.
that puts you against a state statute, city ordinance, nothing like that, where we can enforce identification. So no problem with that. Do your thing. Enjoy
All right.
recording. Just do me a favor, just stay out of the driveway.
Yep.
Obviously due to safety issues, but if you
Yep.
record and do your thing, obviously that's your right. So
Yep. I'm not getting in the way of anybody or anything like
all right,
that.
Jake, any questions, man? Otherwise, we're gonna let you do your thing.
No, I don't think so.
All right,
Just-
take care of yourself.
Yep. Have a good one.
Good luck with the recovery on that shoulder.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
This situation highlights a core issue, not with the citizen, but with how some officers choose to exercise their authority. Attempting to compel identification without a clear legal basis isn't doing the job. It reflects a misunderstanding of the law and, at times, an overreach of power. If not for the timely intervention of a supervisor, someone who actually understands the law, this situation could have escalated unnecessarily. The right to record in public is strongly protected under the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, as long as you are lawfully present in a public space, such as a sidewalk, and not interfering with others. You have every right to film anything in plain view, including buildings, public officials, and everyday activity.